Jersey Mike's subs. Your way or Mike's way. To juice or not to juice, but definitely with juice. This rapidly expanding chain of submarine sandwiches tends to do things differently. The bread has just come out of the oven. You smell the roast beef recently prepared. There's more slicing going on than a horror movie, and a smiling server knows you and your order before you've got through the door. There's a reason why you're back. You've tried to leave, but if there's a place that's going to make your sandwich, surely it has to be Jersey Mike's. That's right, and don't call me Shirley. The origins of Jersey Mike's begins with a submarine sandwich shop called Mike's Submarines in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, down on the Jersey Shore. The shop was established in 1956 and changed hands a few times from that time until a 14-year-old by the name of Peter Cancro enters the fray in 1971. This nearly adult, and definitely not a Mike, joined the submarine sandwich lineup when he was given a job on the recommendation of his brother, who had also worked there. The recommendation being more of a backhanded compliment, Big Brother told his boss, quote, "Look it, I know my brother will work hard, even though I'm not sure how bright he is." End quote. The first part of that might have been enough, but he probably couldn't resist. With these glowing words, a 14-year-old Peter Cancro was hired. He started to work on the line sprinkling sandwiches, wrapping them and taking money. He was too young to work the slicers. In 1975, the shop was up for sale again, and Peter's mother suggested that Peter, now 17, should buy it. Peter was planning on attending law school, so having your mother suggest buying a sandwich shop instead isn't a story you'll often hear. Cancro liked the idea, but he needed to raise the cash. The sale price was $125,000, a lot of money for most people, given that's the equivalent of over $600,000 today, but especially for a 17-year-old in high school. Cancro told the New York Times that he skipped school and knocked on doors trying to raise money. "I can only imagine that Girl Scout cookies would seem like a bargain after a teenager has asked you for over $500,000 for a sandwich shop." Young Peter didn't give up, and he eventually knocked on the door of his youth football coach, who happened to also be an investment banker. Hindsight is always 20/20, but if you need investment from a bank and you know an investment banker, knock on their door first perhaps. It saves time and door knocking. Peter's football coach, stroke banker, Rod Smith, did not say no. Rather, he said, "I think we can do something." And he did. Coach Smith helped Peter get a loan for the shop, a different time, when loans were based on instinct rather than an algorithm. When asked later, Coach Smith said, "I knew Peter could get the ball across the goal line." This could have been metaphorical, or he might have been talking about that Sunday's game. It's hard to tell. In 1987, Cancro decided to take up the franchise model, and this saw the change of the name that incorporates the state of Jersey in celebration of the chain's origins. Jersey Mike's subs had big plans, but first there was a pesky global recession to contend with. Jersey Mike's had really gone for the franchising model with little reservation, a risky strategy, and in the downturn money dried up very quickly, as is the case for a lot of businesses. This maybe came at a good time for Jersey Mike's. First of all, it was early enough in the expansion of the business that meant the chain was not fatally overstretched. They did have to make some redundancies and tighten the belt, but it could have been worse. Another reason would be again down to timing. This was, according to Peter Cancro, a scary time in his career. This was probably an intense learning curve for Cancro and the management team, and you are perhaps more likely to be cautious with growing the business in the future, having plans in place in the event of another financial downturn. What makes Jersey Mike's different? There seems to be a genuine desire to make a great product, a radical idea that is rarely seen nowadays, especially from a large chain. There are so many opportunities to cut corners that it is almost a surprise that they haven't. Like you've been conditioned to expect poorer quality the more successful a company gets. The sell more and lower the cost approach, too prevalent from many of the competition. An investment strategy of seeing how much you can get away with before your customer has had enough. If you focus on a great product, you can figure out the rest. And Jersey Mike's has a great product. Center stage has to be the meat slicer. It's old school deli. You get to see a piece of meat cut fresh, not sliced and packaged 3 months ago in a factory. Straight from the slicer to your sandwich. That's good old fashioned theatre. Actual cooking happens. Roast beef is cooked in store, and cheese is also put through the slicer. At this point, a modern investment banker has the head in their hands. Jersey Mike's has always done it this way. It works. This is all very good, the cooking and the slicing. However, any sandwich place needs to understand bread. Otherwise, it's all over, and people are buying their own slicer for home. The bread is taken as seriously as all the slicing. The company does mention the dough is thawed overnight, which is actually a common approach. Any business that works at scale will do the same. There's too much involved in the preparation process, as well as time, and the risk of an inconsistent product would be dramatically increased. This being said, the bread goes through the proving process and is baked in store every day. You don't believe me? Visit a store and you'll see proof. These steps will make a difference along with quality ingredients, and they do. Jersey Mike's has a strong reputation for getting the bread right. A big driver of all the slicing and the freshness Jersey Mike's is famous for is Peter Cancro himself, who will likes to get back on the line and serve sandwiches when he visits stores, just like a regular employee, although this is not always a good idea if you're a boss, for the simple reason that you're not a regular employee. The well-oiled team around you won't treat you like one, and they'll be still wrapping sandwiches when you leave in your fancy car. That said, Cancro understands this game probably better than anyone. Not merely a suit from out of town, but someone that started at the bottom and takes pride in his business. That shows. Whatever your choice, everyone has their favourite. The choice to have your sandwich prepared Mike's way gives a signature twist. For those that don't know, Mike's way is similar to Fully Loaded, but implies more of a specialist connoisseur's approach to your sandwich, with onions, lettuce, tomatoes, vinegar and oil, also known as the juice, vital component, and a nice blend of spices. If you're the kind of person that likes to swim upstream like a human salmon, then Jersey Mike's will accommodate, within reason, some creativity when ordering. The search for the perfect sub requires out-of-the-box risk-taking after all. There is the ubiquitous secret menu, a hangover from a pre-internet era when secrets were a thing. Those days have gone, with internet people posting their various favourite under-counter sandwich hacks for all to see. And nothing tests a server's smile more than a special secret sandwich on a busy day. Somebody that probably does order off the secret menu is Jennifer Lopez, aka J-Lo, aka Jenny from the Block, was seen with the Jersey Mike's sub in her video Dinero featuring Cardi B and DJ Khaled. You can't beat free advertising, unless you get paid for advertising, I guess. In this case, a music video on this scale would no doubt cost millions of dollars to reach a similar number, and your ad wouldn't be watched again and again. Jersey Mike's is moving with the times when it comes to their own targeted advertising. In 2020, they extended a sponsorship deal with Team Liquid, a professional esports organisation. Esports is rapidly growing, and this market seems aligned with Jersey Mike's and the nature of the product. A sandwich fits the lifestyle of a serious gamer. You need an efficient food-to-mouth delivery system that can be achieved without the need for eye contact. Anyone familiar with dogs knows about eye contact when eating a sandwich, and if you're a veteran, the dog staring at your sandwich may have been provided by Jersey Mike's and their K9s for Warriors program, designed to help service personnel that suffer with post-traumatic stress as well as other conditions resulting from service. Each dog involved is a former rescue/shelter dog, or one that has been surrendered by an owner. In each case, the recipient is matched to a dog, and there is a 3-week course and graduation. Dogs are trained by K9 professionals to commands, and I'm assuming the dog will also block your entrance to the local Subway or Jimmy John's. Like much of Jersey Mike's activities, there seems to be a more genuine approach than other brands. Charity and good causes is too often used as corporate PR. It's heavily orchestrated, like throwing a cat up a tree and taking a picture of you going up to save it, then using the picture on all your packaging and commercials for the next 5 years. Heroes. Yes, Jersey Mike's talks about all the giving, but as mentioned before, Jersey Mike's really ups the game. On the last Wednesday of March every year, the company has a day of giving, where 100% of the sales for that day, nationwide, is donated to charity. Just to reiterate, 100% is everything, not a token gesture, not a limited time marketing strategy. $30 million has been raised since 2011 for local community causes. Jersey Mike's also helps with Reefs Across America, a non-profit that organises reefs to be laid for the nation's veterans. Again, this seems an extra step that most corporations would not do, in the same way that Jersey Mike's slices their meat and cheeses while others don't. Jersey Mike's today, a billion-dollar chain with over 2,000 locations, either open or in the development pipeline. California actually has more Jersey Mike's locations than anywhere else, with 298 currently. In fact, New Jersey is 5th on the list, with 106 locations, behind Texas, North Carolina, and Florida. Peter Cancro is not content, and expansion plans are ambitious. New Jersey expansion plans are ambitious. After concentrating on expansion nationwide, there is going to be added expansion on Jersey Mike's home turf, the state of New Jersey. Cancro points out that growth and franchising is more organic and requires local operators to develop their local market. A common market practice is selling a large quantity of units in a development deal, but having a more local franchisee will have benefits and a tighter control. Jersey Mike's was named the nation's fastest growing sandwich chain, and the company is looking to hit $2 billion in sales next year. You'll no doubt be seeing more Jersey Mike's subs in the near future. There has been for a long time a focus on IT systems that would improve service and sales. Point of sale systems and broader IT infrastructure have benefited from a $6 million investment. A timely investment in app technology for customer ordering has paid off and now equates to 50% of its current revenue, up from 15% prior. This has allowed for third-party deliveries and curbside collections. Jersey Mike's has worked with franchisees to update their locations, with an investment of $150 million being put in by the company. That works out at $75,000 per location. A big difference here is that the franchisees are required by contract to update their stores every 7 to 10 years. But on this occasion, Jersey Mike's footed the bill. You'll be sitting in a newly decorated Jersey Mike's while tucking into your freshly sliced sub, thinking about where you would be in life if your football coach had also been an investment banker. Whether your neighbours would mind you knocking on their door and asking for $500,000 so you could make sandwiches full time. Or if you're a lawyer, blame your mum for not talking you out of it. Sandwiches are cooler. You can still dress like a lawyer, but a lawyer doesn't get to sprinkle sandwiches like a madman. All things Jersey Mike's. Let me know. Thanks for watching.